Okay, here we go. And we're live. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, these singer-songwriters will sing for you and me. And everybody here is part of the beating heart of American music, and they're part of the tapestry of story and song that's been connecting all of us for generations.
Now, of course, in the before times, if you wanted to see a collection of singer-songwriters like this perform, you would have to pick yourself up, travel around the country, and seek out all the venues wherever you went, or wait for them to come to you. And of course, that is an adventure in and of itself that I'm sure many of us would love to do today. But how wonderful is it that we have the technology to allow us to connect with these performers and enjoy their music right in the comfort of our own homes? An opportunity to see the best of the best and all at the very same time.
Yeah, and we want you to know that just as much as we enjoy the performances themselves, the performers here enjoy spending time with each other, which makes it even more special. Now, you can see our lineup on Pete Summers' Zoom window. I'm going to introduce everybody pretty soon. So if you look at Pete Summers' Zoom window, right in his curtain, he took some chalk and he wrote down the lineup in order of performance for today. And the other places you can find it is on the YouTube video in the description of the video, and also on the website on openmicamerica.com, right there on the homepage when you tune in. So each of our performers will be able to sing, we'll be singing one or two songs consecutively. And then we have a special guest who will spend a little extra time with our special guest. And in addition to singing the songs for you, these performers are going to let us get to know them a little bit, because we're going to ask them some questions and they're going to give us some lovely answers. The whole show will take a couple of hours, give or take. We'd like to spend the time we need with each person so we can get to know them. So buckle up, get ready, get yourself comfortable. And after we introduce everybody, we're going to start the show. So first, let me introduce our team for today. Today we have a new co-host, Laura Bordowitz. Yeah, so you see her there. And she and I are going to toss things off to one another. We have Pete Summer, who's our interview master here. He also has the magic curtain. And on our team, also performing today, is TK Tran, and he's our sound consultant and our switchboard operator. And now Laura is going to tell us who is going to perform, and everybody's going to get to wave when their name is mentioned.
So again, the full lineup is on Pete Summers' Zoom Square if you want to recheck what it is throughout the night. But they're each going to wave as I introduce them from their square, so you know where to look. Our first performer will be Ronnie Stallsburg. Here she is. Next up, we'll have Mark Bishop Evans. We'll have Ric Page. And then Neil Dale. After that, we'll have Rosemarie Austin. And our special guest, Matt Meighan, followed up by TK Tran, Steve Johnson, and Robert Owen, rounding out the night.
Yeah, and even though you can't see him here, I would like us all to give our thanks to Dave Williams, whose brainchild this is, and he did a lot of hard work to start Open Mic America, and he goes out around the country virtually to find all these wonderful performers for us. So now let's get on with this show. We are going to hear Ronnie Stallsburg, who hails from Warwick, Rhode Island. And Ronnie, you...
Okay. Hi. First song I'm going to do is one of my earliest songs. This is part true and part fiction. This is called Mama Don't Sing No More. remember when we used to live on the street with the candy store. Carry my books from school, had a key to get in the door. Mama worked hard all day, she'd be tired when she got home. Daddy had a day and a nighttime job, we'd be left alone. Well, my mama was always such a pretty sight. To my eyes, she was everything. Coming home tired and worn, and climbing the stairs, she could still find words to sing. But my mama, she don't sing no more. No stairs to climb to the second floor. There's no lock, my key is gonna turn. 'Cause they don't keep locks on the great outdoors. Ain't no stairs to the concrete floor. And this street's the only school from which I learned. Well, my daddy, he lost both his jobs, and my mama, she took ill. And then a man came for the rent, but we couldn't pay the bill. And the next day I come home from school, but I can't unlock the door. This key I keep around my neck, it just wouldn't fit no more. Where we lived for a while in a single room with no heat, but we couldn't stay. So Daddy came home drunk one night, and he packed his bags and said he'd be on his way. And my mama, she don't sing no more. No stairs to climb to the second floor. There's no lock, my key is gonna turn. 'Cause they don't keep locks on the great outdoors. Ain't no stairs to the concrete floor. And this street's the only school from which I learned. Well, it's been 3 years we've been on the streets. We've been living from day to day. My little sister don't understand the stories that I tell yesterday. 'Cause I remember when we used to live on the street with the candy store.
Sounded great, Ronnie.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, great, Ronnie. Man.
Thanks, everybody. Okay, so my second song, this is my newest song. I wrote this just a few weeks ago. It's called Cul-de-sac. Used to live on a cul-de-sac where the only way to get out is back by the same road you came in. It's like a dead end but with a prettier view, and it was oh so lovely living there alone with you. It was a cozy little place, but it couldn't be seen. It was covered with vines of the deepest green that we planted together in time. And the space in the attic was a favorite room where we dreamed all night about the things that we longed to do. And at the end of the road, where there's nowhere else to go, going round and round, stuck in an endless flow. The only escape is to turn around, back up the road we started down, a little bit wiser on my own. I'm not alone. Well, I had to get out of the neighborhood. Stayed much longer than I thought I would, longer than I ever should. But those seeds that we planted grew tall and long, and the emerald vines will remain forever strong. 'Cause at the end of the road, where there's nowhere else to go, we go round and round, stuck in an endless flow. The only escape is to turn around, back up the road we started down, a little bit wiser on my own. But I'm never alone. My heart will remember, but I know I can't go back to that warm little house at the end of the cul-de-sac.
Great, Ronnie.
Wonderful.
Excellent, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Nice, Ronnie.
Bravo, Ronnie. That was beautiful.
All right, thanks.
Such heartfelt, heart-rending kind of lyrics that you write.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Good
appreciate
solid
that.
rhythm, too.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing those songs, Ronnie. You said one of them was kind of an older song, and then you had a newer one. So over this past year, I've been working with a lot of songwriters, and some of them have been so prolific and writing just constantly, and others have just gone, I can't even do it. I can't even try and write. Where are you on that spectrum?
Well, I've never been a very prolific writer. I can write one or two songs and then go 7 years before I write something else. So I never worry about not being able to write because I don't know how long it'll take, but someday I'll write something else. This particular, through the pandemic, I've hooked up with the people at our local East Coast open mic, The Hearing Room, where I know some of these people from. And they have just inspired me to write more. And I've written 2 songs since one last December, and then this other one just recently. And that's the most I've written at one time in a close period in a long, long time.
Yeah, understood. So I have a good friend that lives up in New England, Steve Gillette. Are you familiar with
I don't know
Steve?
him.
Oh, if you ever get a chance, see him live. He and his wife, Cindy Mangson, he wrote Back on the Street Again and stuff. He's very, he's a local up there, and I missed him coming out here last year. But anyway, thank you so much for sharing your songs. And it's, I understand that time lapse. It's been 30 years since I've written a song. So anyway, well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Pete. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ronnie. And I hear that you play at the open mic that Aaron Tornberg does in Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
And there's a few of us here, and it's every Sunday, but before this show, because you're on Eastern time, so it's Sundays at 2 over there.
Sundays at 2 is the Aaron, and the other Hearing Room, which is part of the same group, the Hearing Room, Tuesday night open mic is the one I attend mostly also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have a few from that contingency here.
Right.
Well, thanks a lot, Ronnie. Thank you
My pleasure.
so much.
All right, that was beautiful, Ronnie. I love the songs.
Thank you, Lynn.
And now, without further ado, we're going to move on to our next performer, Mark Bishop Evans from Andover, Massachusetts. Take it away.
Thank you.
Don't think I've ever felt so lonely. Don't think I've ever felt so cold. And it seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here collecting useless tears. Don't think I've ever been so lost, or just mislaid my will for living. It seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here collecting random fears. I once knew something more than pain, and then it rained. Oh, how it rained. I lost my will to try again when it rained. Still it rained. Once knew something more than pain, but then it rained. Oh, how it rained. I lost my will to try again in the rain. Still it rained. Don't think I've ever been so sad. Don't think that I'll forget this story. It seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here convinced the sky will clear while it rains. Still it rains, and it rains. Still it rains. Still it rains.
Love that song, Mark.
Oh my gosh,
All right.
gorgeous. Oh, well, here comes another guitar. Okay.
That song is fairly new, probably a month old, maybe, something like that. This song here is a song I wrote this past summer during the Black Lives Movement demonstrations throughout the country. And they moved my heart. They still move me today. And it's something that we need to address in this country in the worst way. This is my contribution to the collection of musics that's been written about this. It's called Bitter Wind.
It's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve, and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe. It's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. Cold upon the ground lies the body of a mother's son. Police all lie and say that he pointed at them with a gun. Now the young man had to die alone when his only crime was walking home. And no matter what you say, you know he's not the only one. Oh, oh, there's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve, and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe. It's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. Standing in the flames of a nation torn by hate and blame, where those who should protect are the authors of the greatest pain. You can take a bullet in your back when your only crime is driving black. Half of us refuse to call it by its proper name. Oh, oh, there's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve, and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe. It's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. Now all the pain and rage has been locked up in a cage and left beneath the boiling sun. If you open up your eyes, you won't be surprised at the revolution when it comes. There's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve, and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe. It's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. I said gone the lives that should have mattered. It's a dark cloud, a bitter wind, a cruel storm, a bitter wind.
Yes. Beautiful, Mark.
Very moving.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Mark, that was incredible. That was just a beautiful marriage of melody, lyric, and tempo, and just a message. That was fantastic. Have you placed that song anywhere yet?
No, I did submit that to the Great American Songwriting Contest, and it was a finalist this past year.
Okay.
But I haven't done anything else with it at this point. If you
Okay.
have suggestions, I'd be
Yeah,
certainly be willing.
absolutely. And on all of you, if you're interested in getting music placed in film or TV, Taxi is a really good avenue.
What is?
Taxi.
Okay.
Yeah, and it just you reach out to me, and I'll I can set that up for you or send you the links. Anyhow, but that was phenomenal. And are you? How long have you been writing? I mean, my gosh, the formulation of that song was just perfectly produced. I'm incredibly impressed.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I've been writing. I wrote my first song in 1967,
Okay.
and I've been writing. I've got 5 CDs, and
Okay.
original material, and I've really been concentrating on the secular venue. I was writing in the Christian venue for many years. I've been concentrating in the secular venue for the last 6 years, maybe 7 years, and I've produced 1 CD since in that time, and I continue to write, and maybe someday I'll do another CD.
Wow. Well, you've definitely got your 10,000 hours in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I do.
that's one of the secrets to success, right? Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I will look you up and listen to the rest of your catalog. Thank you so much.
You're on Facebook, Pete?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I could look
Yeah,
you
ping me. Yeah.
up.
And,
Okay.
and speaking of looking up performers, many of the performers that we have here have their music online, either their own websites or some things that they have on a channel on YouTube or something like that. You can find links to their music if you would like to hear things again or more music by going to the website and looking at the lineup, and it'll be right there. And after the show, there's lineups for previous shows as well. So you're encouraged to go connect with these people outside of Open Mic America and listen to their music there as well. So thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
And next we have Ric Page. Ric, you are spotlighted. You are smiling. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Mark. That was beautiful. This song is called Status Quo, Tough Bananas. Learned in life a thing or two, but one I'm surely glad to share with you. Doesn't matter what others think, just be true to you. You gotta play it from your heart. You know you gotta make it from the start. When you share it, your soul is bare, you're vulnerable. Express yourself and you will see your feelings manifest so easily. No stopping, move ahead, don't be ashamed about the status quo. I ain't nothing more than dumb banana. No, I won't let it bother me. Some may like it and some may not, but when you're sharing how you feel and thoughts, look past it, move ahead, don't be ashamed about the status quo. I ain't nothing more than dumb banana. No, I won't let it bother me. status quo. I got nothing more than the banana. No, I won't let it bother me. Status quo. I got nothing more than the banana. No, I won't let it bother me. Status quo. I got nothing more than the banana. No, I won't let it bother me. Status quo.
Great, Rick.
For Rick.
Love the jazz.
Thank you.
Made me want to dance.
That's all right. Dancing is okay. This next song is different. In 2015, I was diagnosed and treated for cancer. So I was out of it for a year. And so I took the negativity and decided to do something positive. The name of this song is Adria, and it's short for adriamycin, which was the chemo that I was on. So Adria. Adria, stay with me. You are evil, toxic to my soul. Take control of my energy. Appetite it with us, feeling cold and sore. Leave me here to crumble. Inside and out, change how I appear. Play my mind, keep me for yourself. Leave me here to crumble. Find my way clear. Adria's back to stay each time I get near. The further I'm away, it gets hard to hold on. I'm losing my grip. Leave me here to crumble. Energy is gone. Fever breaks your grasp. Slowly climbing, you come back again. Leave me here to crumble. Adria, my dear, streaming through my veins and to my heart. You are toxic to me, but I need you to be.
Beautiful, Rick.
Yeah, that's
Real moving.
Thank you.
Rick, what a stunning example of songwriting and singing as catharsis. And wow, that was such a different song than the first one that you played.
Sometimes that's my problem. All my songs are so different from one another.
That's not a problem. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Rick, the hits keep on coming. That's those two were great songs, and thank you so much for sharing them, and thank you for being here. So one question that's distracting me is the chair that you're sitting in. Is that a Corvette seat?
No, it's not.
It's not. It sure does look like it came out of my car. Anyway, so how long have you been writing? And
Much like Mark, I started writing in 1968, and so we're both as old as dirt.
Well, I'm in that group too. So that's great. And do you play out a lot or at all?
Well,
not now, obviously. But,
not now. Before this mess, I was involved in a number of different projects, from a solo act to a duo acoustic to a larger band that had 7 pieces with brass section. We're doing like Chicago and Earth, Wind and Fire and stuff like that. So I try to keep busy in all genres.
Yeah, you do them well. The two that you just did. When are you comfortable to get back out and doing a live type of situation?
Couple of things. One, I am fully vaccinated, but there are no venues right now, and in Massachusetts, it's still a lockdown for the music. So we have to wait for that. So I've had lots of musician friends saying, hey, we should put something together. And I said, okay, where are we going to play? Oh yeah, that's a problem, isn't it? So when it does open up, it's going to be crazy. There's so many people out there fighting over everything, but it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done 2 in the past week since I've fully vaxxed. I did one in the parking lot of a cafe. So and then somebody's front lawn. So it starts slowly. But thank you so much for sharing, and look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Daphne, and thank you, Laura, and thank you, everyone else.
Thank you for your lovely performance.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, because we've got even more performers coming, we've got Neil Dale from Bedford, Massachusetts.
Hi. Yeah. Wow. Mark and Rick, you guys know dimensions of the guitar that I am still only peering at, but anyway. And it's very great. It's great to have you go first because it makes me feel a little more secure here. This is a song called Mountain, which one line from it, I actually heard when I was in Taos, New Mexico, and I asked the barista, I said, why did you move here? And he said, well, you don't choose the mountain chooses you. And this is really more my song about my sense of place, but I had to talk about him to do it. So it's called Mountain. The mountain only seems to be asleep. Children in a waking dream she keeps. People of the Pueblo feel it too. The mountain needs protecting, so she folds them in her dreaming. are born out of her waters, that shining crystal blue. I circled through the cities of the plains, always picking up and moving on again. By the time I got to Taos, I was through. Now I stand here making coffee, but it's really not about me. You don't choose the mountain chooses you. Last night I had a dream that I could fly, a sable-winged raven in the sky, soaring over granite ridge and tree. With steady gaze I took it in. I was the eyes of the mountain. Or was I dreaming of the mountain? Or was the mountain dreaming me? You could circle till the cities look the same. Or maybe life starts feeling like a game. Wherever on the continents you roam, from the tall grass of Nebraska to the Mississippi Delta, from the vivid emerald jungle to New England's glacial tumble. When she finds you in her dreaming, you'll know that you are home.
That was great, Neil.
Very nice.
Cool.
That's the line.
What an inspiring line you found. Wow.
Yeah. That's. I like to. Most of my songs point to or come from the idea of the living earth. In fact, my next one is also. It's. I'm proud to be the first to claim the title of a song called "Dirt." And dirt's interesting. It. We wash it off, clean it off, sweep it out of our houses. But when you put things in it, they transform. They turn into things like 70-foot trees and stuff. And even the word dirt has been buried. And guess what? It's got a whole new dimension of meaning. So when I tell you that I'm going to sing you a dirty song about fecundity and penetration, I think I have your attention. So. And it's not X-rated. Work the soil for the seeds, digging up invasive weeds. Stretch and squeeze my fingers till they hurt. Sweating down another line, eggs and bacon on my mind. Digging in the mystery of dirt. Plant another seedling in the ground. Shovel up some compost, shred it all around. Shift it on the soil like you're steeping in a stew. And she says, I'll grow a juicy melon just for you. I penetrate another world past matted roots, and earthworms curled. 1 trillion microbes lie beneath my spade. They give the plants their precious food, but microbes need their breakfast too. They're working at their jobs and getting paid. Plant another seedling in the ground. Shovel up some compost and spread it all around. Sift it on the soil like you're seasoning a stew. And she says, I'll grow some luscious cherries just for you. Well, a little sapling starts to grow and sucks that sap up from below until we face each other both alert. And then it goes and grows so high its branches nearly brush the sky. I know heaven has its roots deep in the dirt. Plant another seedling in the ground. Shovel up some compost and spread it all around. Sift it on the soil like you're seasoning a stew. And she says, I'll grow a mighty maple tree for you. And I'll grow some luscious cherries just for you. And I'll grow a juicy melon maybe too. Ooh.
Another good song. Oh, your songs bring up so many images of the natural world. Have you traveled around very much?
Oh yeah, I was raised overseas actually. But Massachusetts is sort of where my family came from. So, it's funny. The first song is about sense of place, and the last line it is the glacial tumble of New England. And I'm only just now getting where I live, and I've been here for 30, 40 years. But it's finally, it's something that has to come in really deeply. I don't know. It's hard to describe. But anyway, I'm glad to finally feel like I belong here.
That's great, Neil. Thanks for sharing those songs. So what motivated you to start writing, and what motivates you to continue writing?
Well, I actually started playing the guitar about 8 years ago. And I was doing it because I'm in love with the idea of the earth as a living being. And I wrote a book about it, but I know that it has to reach people in different ways. And I can write songs. And so I decided I would learn to do them this way. So that's really what I'm doing.
Oh.
I mean, I don't only write songs about the earth. There is love, but it's all part of the same thing, It really is.
So you started writing when you were
62.
60.
Well, I started writing songs a long time ago, but
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
these are the songs that I'm singing now come from this most recent period.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, and be sure to, I guess, post your book on the site too. So.
Everything I've done is really easy to find. It's a website called whoistheearth.com, and my music and my songs are all in my book are all there. So it's pretty easy to find. Whoistheearth.com.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Neil.
Yeah, whoistheearth.com. Neil Dell sings about theearth.com. Wonderful. That was a treat. And now we are going to hear someone that I know, and it's always a treat to hear her. This is Rosemarie Austin from San Jose, California. Welcome.
Fun listening to all this music. Thank you, Daphna. So just been thinking about how well everyone's been getting their songs across, and it just makes me thankful for just the idea of songwriting and how it can express our feelings and emotions and just get it's just a really neat sort of art. So I've been raising a couple of kids this year, and We eat a lot of pizza at our house, very easy food to eat. And I wrote a song about pizza, and it's called Pizza Train, and look forward to sharing it with you all tonight. Come on and ride the pizza train. It's coming through our town again. Pick a bunch of toppings or eat it plain. Let's ride together on the pizza train. Flour, water, salt, and yeast. Mixing the dough for a pizza feast. What makes those bubbles in your crust? It's made by creatures smaller than dust. Made by creatures smaller than dust. Come on and ride the pizza train. It's coming through our town again. Pick a bunch of toppings or eat it plain. Let's ride together on the pizza train. Spread the sauce out with a spoon, big and round like the moon. Paint it red, white, or green. Shred the cheese, now we're picking up steam. Shred the cheese, now we're picking up steam. Come on and ride the pizza train. It's coming through our town again. Pick a bunch of toppings or eat it plain. Let's ride together on the pizza train. Pepperoni wheels rolling down the track. Rainbow veggies make a mighty stack. Eat it for breakfast, supper, or snack. Turn on the oven, bake it on the rack. Turn on the oven, bake it on the rack. Come on and ride the pizza train. It's coming through our town again. Pick a bunch of toppings or eat it plain. Let's ride together on the pizza train.
Nice. Very nice.
Beautiful, Rosemarie.
Yay, Rosemarie. Wow, it makes me almost.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, that's a Pizza Hut new theme song, right?
Well, I wanted to say that it almost makes me want to have children. It almost makes me want to have children again so that we can play that song to them and have them sing along with it. Rosemarie, it's great.
Yeah, I was wondering if you play that to your kids.
Yeah. They might get tired of me singing it all the practice. But it's a lot of fun. My son likes to go choo 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 during the harmonic parts.
Cool.
So you play that song before you have pizza?
No.
No, not every time you have pizza you don't go through a few choruses of that. No, because I got a powerful hunger for pizza right now.
Yeah, right.
That's great, Rosemarie. So what's your next topic for a song? Do you have one sorted out yet?
I do not. No, but you never know when an idea is gonna pop up. But I've been writing for sort of in mind for kids, but also adults too. It just depends on where I'm at that month. But like our previous performer, the Black Lives Matter, there was a song that came up for me based off of that situation. So yeah, it's just whatever's going on.
Yeah, whatever hits you at the time. That's that's the key to writing, right? Just whatever you feel, whatever moves you, and just embellish that and let it grow and let it grow in the dirt, right, Neil? Just blossom into something different than what you actually thought of sometimes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think Rosemarie was going to make a video of this song. Are you still going to do that?
I would like to, yes. I think that's my next project that I'm going to focus on. Do some fun images and come up with some fun, for kids. It's all about what can they do in the song, how to involve them. So definitely going to be working on that next.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Rosemarie.
Thank you.
Yes. Very fun. All right. And now we've reached our special guest from tonight, a man hailing from Chicago and is now well known and loved in Portland and beyond with an MFA in poetry, teaches a songwriting is truth-telling class. Please welcome Meighan.
Thanks very much. I just had to say what an awesome event this is, and you guys doing such a wonderful job, and I'm just grateful that you put it together. It's so cool hearing people from all over the country and getting to share songs with people. So. Take a break, thinking of tomorrow. Tomorrow's coming anyway. Take a walk outside and love today. Don't turn your back on sunshine, ducking under clouds of gray. Take a walk outside and love today. Joy and sorrow always come your way. You make tomorrow with where you look today, dark cloud on the horizon, roll over and pass away. Take a walk outside and love today. Joy and sorrow always come your way. We make tomorrow with where we look today, dark clouds on the horizon, roll over then pass away. Take a walk outside and love love today. Love today. Love today.
Hi.
This song's called Shadow. Hey, I know it's been a long time. It may not show, but you've been on my mind. It's just that your light sometimes strikes me blind. I walk away, leave the light behind. Yes, I know life is better with you, and I know you're always there for me. I'm scared to show things that I've been through, or live the life you show to me. But every time I turn away, I feel so alone. When I return, you always say, welcome home, welcome home. It's so good to spend this time with you. This time, maybe I could stay. I saw your love in the shadow I threw, in the light you shone as I walked away. I saw your love in the shadow I threw, in the light you shone as I walked away.
Very pretty.
Great. Beautiful.
I got one more for you. I stole the first line of this song. I'm a big fan of stealing things for songs, so. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody's walked all the places I've been. Sometimes when I talk, nobody knows what I mean. I'm in this world all by myself. Nobody looks up and sees the same sky. Nobody heaves the same sighs that I sigh. Sometimes I do get tired of myself, but I'm unique, just like everyone else. Nobody walks or talks like you. Nobody else could sing your blues. And sometimes, friend, when you share your good news, it ain't news to nobody else. If you could see the world through my eyes, how it would look might be a surprise. Remember, if you start feeling proud of yourself, you're unique, just like everyone else. We could share our stories. Yes, we could laugh and moan. If you're selling something, man, leave me alone. We all got our own road to hoe. We all know things that only we know, and we all go where we shouldn't go and make fools of ourselves when we rush in to save the day. We each fail in our own special way. Remember, if you start getting down on yourself, you're unique, just like everyone else. Yes, remember, on those days you get too full of yourself. You're unique, like everyone. 1 in 7 billion sparks of creation, and you're perfect, just like everyone else.
That was wonderful. Great, man.
Oh, that was a fun last song. You had such a range of emotions that I felt throughout your couple of songs. Did you choose the 3 songs for tonight for any particular reason, or?
I don't know, really. Just kind of what I felt like playing these days.
Well, it worked wonderfully.
Thank you.
Great, Matt. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh man, it's such a pleasure to be here. It's so great hearing everybody.
Yeah, so why don't you bring us up to date as to what, how you're going about teaching, writing, and maybe toss the little pearls out there to maybe, to get us started in writing a song, how would we do that?
So I think what we're doing right now is the main thing. I think songs really do come out of community and songwriters spending time together and listening to each other and enjoying each other. So that's definitely how I, when I'm attending an open mic regularly or in some other way hanging out with other songwriters is when I tend to write. I started this class called Songwriting as Truth-Telling back in 2009. I really thought I would do it once. And then, people said, when's the next one? So I'm still doing it. And it's a weekly session. And it's kind of like this. It's just getting together and sharing songs, but I share a song prompt every week. Everyone tries to write to the prompt.
Mm-hmm.
But my sort of thinking behind it was I was going to a lot of songwriter things that involved critiquing, and the critiquing always seemed to be focused on, how can you make this song a hit song? How can you be popular? And my sense is that the essence of art is an artist saying what they feel and what sounds good to them. And as soon as you start asking everyone else advice, you're not doing it anymore. So I really, really encourage people just to find their own voice and trust their own, expression. And whether it's a song about pizza or a song about, the biggest trauma you ever went through, or anything in between, those are all things that we feel and we want to express. So I just really encourage everyone to let the music go where it wants to go and be what it wants to be. And, if it speaks to you and moves you, then other people will respond to it. I really believe that.
Totally agree, Matt.
Amen.
Yeah, everybody has their own definition of success. Success could be a hit record. It could be just, a cathartic, just, outlet, or just a fun song. So,
Totally.
in those critiques, so to speak, who knows what's in the songwriter's head, right? That's.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're trying to write a song for a particular marketplace, like if you really want to have, be on Nashville radio, then the critique makes sense. And you need to find someone who's written a bunch of songs that have been successful in that market and find out, well, how does this market work, But if you're trying to express something in music, which I think almost everyone is, that's what our basic motive is. We have a feeling and we need to somehow embody it in song. Then I think you just trust the song. And my own experience and my observation is the song finds its place in the world. And if you write songs and share them with people, you find your place in the world. And you don't have to figure out what it is ahead of time and sort of aim at it like it's a project. You can do that if you want to. But I think the music has so much power to just take people where they most belong. That you just trust the song. That's my...
Right, and rewrite.
Yeah, and just let the thing be true. Let it be something you really feel.
Right.
It doesn't have to be factually true, but it's something you actually care about.
Oh, in this day and age of fact checkers, come on! What I've been performing and have people shout out, "No, that's wrong." Seriously?
Artistic license. You're allowed to.
Love Google. Oh gosh. Well, anything else you'd like to share with us on the group and guide out in the in YouTube land about songwriting or yourself?
There's a couple of, so I'm doing this weekly class, and I never had done it online. It was always in person here in Portland until the pandemic started, and now I do them live with Zoom, and it works amazingly well. I love doing them. So now I have people from all over. I host a couple of gatherings. One's called Hidden River Songwriting Camp every July here in the Pacific Northwest. It's a long weekend. It's just people get together and share music and sit around the campfire. And hopefully that'll happen again next year. I don't think it's going to happen this July. And then I do a week-long gathering in Donegal, Ireland, every April. And again, I'm hoping for 2022 on both of those. So my experience is that songs really do come out of community, and the more you can be in musical community, the faster you come up with songs and the more you develop. And, I've seen people do things on guitar tonight that I'm like, I want to figure out how to do that, and that's what happens. We feed each other artistically. So I just think that's the crux.
Absolutely. We're all students and we're all teachers at some point in time in the day. So,
exactly right.
Yeah. So, well, Matt, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure, and peace.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. I'm not only did I love your songs, but everything you said, I just hung on your words. I mean, I've always resisted taking songwriting classes because I think what they did is just was trying to bend my music in a direction where it never seemed to fit. So I resisted it. But now you have me kind of wondering if I should go follow you around and take a class.
Well, it's funny. I started the class because I didn't want that either. And I thought, well, I want a class that doesn't tell people what to do, But then I was like, well, what on earth would that be like? So I had the idea, and then it took a little pondering and talking to a bunch of songwriting friends and stuff to figure out how to actually do that. I think people give feedback and advice and stuff because it's easy to do, and it's, we all like to give advice, but so.
Well, you might see me following you around somewhere.
That would be awesome.
Who knows? Thank you for all that. And I also want to say hello to Rosemarie's little baby Jasmine. I mean, how often do we get to see a little baby sitting on a songwriter's lap on YouTube? And she's the real person that Rosemarie, I guess, thinks about when she writes children's songs, or one of the two real people. So there we go. Yeah. What a cutie pie.
I really respect someone who not only makes the pizza, but also can sing about it. That's really amazing.
Absolutely. And now, a personal friend of mine and our sound consultant and switchboard operator for Open Mic America, we have TK Tran from San Jose, California.
Okay, great. Thank you, Daphne. It's good to be here. This first song I'm going to play is about how certain things happen for a reason. At least that's what I think. It's called Greater Plan. He was the wildest of the bunch, the youngest kid who always knew too much. Mom and Daddy knew he'd go far. With a heart like his, the limit was the stars. But one night the road was just too slick, and just like that, that was it. We don't get to pick, we don't get to choose what we keep and what we lose. We don't get to decide, we don't get to know. All we get to do is hope. Mama never thought she could cry that much. It was just too soon, he was just too young. But his time was up. And Daddy started drinking again that night, bottle to his lips till he hit the floor. He had nothing to live for. They just couldn't understand what part this was in God's greater plan. We don't get to pick, we don't get to choose what we keep and what we lose. We don't get to decide, we don't get to know. All we get to do is hope. Across the country, a man lay still with a heart about to beat its last when a doctor runs in to the room and says, "We've got a match." We don't get to decide, we don't get to know. All we get to do is hope. Now Mama and Daddy understand what part this was in God's greater plan.
Nice Okay.
Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, thanks. That's not a fun one to hear, I know that, but it's something that just fell out. This next one's a little bit different. It's about how the hard times in life will get you out coming out the other end as a much stronger person. It's called Smooth Seas. Don't it feel like you've been through this before? And there just ain't no use in trying anymore. It might get worse and you might get beaten down. Black and blue, out of breath and left to drown. And I know it's tough, but don't give up when things don't go how you planned. Remember there's always a second chance when you're worn down to the core. Remember there's other open doors when life feels rough and full of failure. Remember that smooth seas don't make great sailors. You've been let down more times than you could count. And somehow the lonesome quiet is awfully loud. It might feel like nothing's going right, but I swear just hold on and hold on tight. And I know it's tough, but don't give up when things don't go how you planned. Remember there's always a second chance when you're worn down to the core. Remember there's other open doors when life feels rough and full of failure. Remember that smooth seas don't make great sailors. Don't it feel like you've been through this before? There just ain't no use in trying anymore. When life feels rough and full of failure, remember that smooth seas don't make great sailors. Thank you.
Nice song.
Oh, TK. I can't lie until I say I've never heard that song before, but I loved it the first time you played it, which wasn't very long ago. And I think you know it's a winner, so you kept it on for today, huh?
Yeah, I like it. It's a song that just fell out, just like all the other ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice imagery, TK. So what were the what started you on both those songs? What was the striving factor that got you to write either one of those or both?
The general answer is usually just I'm bored at work. But how my songs are usually written is I come up with a hook and then I write around it and then I write the lines backwards, because for me, I think it's easier to rhyme with the second line that's already written rather than a first line. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably doesn't.
Yeah. So you didn't have a general topic that you were going for. You just some lyrics were popping out, and And you just kind of worked around them, around the
Yep.
second line.
Yep, pretty much. I like to say I don't write the songs, I just write them down.
There you go. Oh, good. So, who would you like to collaborate with? If you could collaborate with anybody living, dead, not born yet, who would you like to collaborate with?
Oh, that's a hard question. I think Randy Travis would be the number one answer for me. Next to that, George Jones, George Strait, all those guys.
Yeah, then you're going to be watching the ACMs in a couple of hours.
Oh, is that tonight?
Yeah,
I don't even know. Yeah, I'll check that out tonight.
Yeah. Well, for those of you on Rewind, it was tonight. So, anyway. Hey, thank you so much, TK. Looking forward to hearing more.
Thank you.
And are those? Have you recorded those yet?
Not really studio recordings, just casual recordings, but I plan to.
Okay, good deal. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful work, beautiful songs. All right, and is our next performer ready? I see him in the wings. It's Steve Johnson from Portland, Oregon. Let's get him spotlighted.
Oh no, not that. Here's a song, Down by the Sea, I call this. If you're by the sea, come in and have a little drink with me. I do like company, but I warn you, I've got friends you may not hear or see. A quiet night by my little seaside tavern. The fog rolls in, the waves beat on the shore. There's no one here, maybe I should shut down. I'll dim the lights, maybe bolt the door. In no time I start to feel the presence. It oozes in, it don't need the door. I pour one drink, but there's no drinker. Just stories of the lives left on the shore. Oh, the love that was lost on the crowded dance floor. The broken heart bled into the sand. And that swift-moving Chevy rolling down the coast highway rumbled, tumbled, and found the edge of land. My airy friends know they don't scare me. They like to visit on these quiet nights. It may look like I'm drinking with, say, Harvey, a curious sight to the casual passerby. Did that handful of pills rocket you higher as a moonlight beach party raged in joy? And you called back to shore to your lovely mother as the sea snatched away her favorite little boy. So if you're by the sea, come in, have another drink with me. Oh, I do like company, but I got friends you may not hear or see. They're so very dear to me. They left their lives by the sea. Whoa, whoa, by the sea, that little tavern just for me.
great,
is a song recently written. I call it Pandemonium. Panoramic, Pandora, Panic. My favorite words. Do we really know it's happening? Seems our world's about to fall. We can hope for something better. We can hope that's just about all. Be ready for rumbling. Be ready for tumbling time. Oh, just keep the faith, baby. Love and please be kind. Got caught up with the devil. Oh, how he mystified. Spreading degradation. Always telling lies. We gotta stay together. You know we got to shout it out. Please, please have mercy as we're being tossed about. Will this year be any better? We've got to wait and see. If we could tell the future, oh, what better beings we'd be. Will this year be any better? Oh, you know, we just have to wait and see. If we could tell the future, you know, we'd save ourselves from so much misery. Are we ready for the lesson? We've been acting like some kind of fools. We think we're so high and mighty, but nature makes some rules. Don't mess with no other nature. No, no, we have to realize. Just keep the faith, baby. Love and please be kind. Just keep the faith, baby. Love and please be kind.
Steve.
Great songs, really great songs.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, those are so much fun. I have to ask, how have you nailed such creative wording in both of your songs?
I don't know. I haven't the slightest. It just comes out.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Steve. So what started you on your songwriting journey, and when?
Well, I playing in bands in high school, and I wrote a song in high school, I guess in the 1960s, 68, and they just come out once in a while, and I just, it's a bad habit.
It's a wonderful habit. The 60s, I remember them well. Fun time. So in this tumultuous 4 years, 5 years, or how long we've been through this, at least the past year, 2 years, have you been prompted to write more?
No, I moved to Portland in the fall of 2018, and I've only written 2 songs since I moved here.
Uh-huh.
There was a period between about 2005 and 2015. I wrote quite a few songs. I was doing an acoustic duo in Sonoma County.
Oh, okay.
We were doing a lot of stuff. I don't know, stuff just came out. A lot of personal loss and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that it just runs the gamut, as you know, when you feel the inspiration to write. I'm sure. So what's your next project?
Oh, just keep playing
Yeah.
until the fingers fall off.
Oh, it's wonderful. I was playing along with you in my head. I couldn't pick up my guitar, but it's nearby. But
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. It was a pleasure, and enjoy Portland.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad Dave turned me on to it. Thank you, Daphne, Pete, Laura, and TK very much. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Doing
Oh,
Zoom, so that's
Yeah,
it.
Zoom, yeah, it's safe.
Yes, it's safe. We're so glad that you came just to let us listen to all those two great songs that you got there. And I got to tell you folks who were waiting for Robin that Robin won't be here today. There was some emergency repair at home, and you know how repairmen can be when they only will come on a certain day, and like you're left without electricity or hot water or a roof or whatever it is, and you are completely at their mercy. So hopefully he'll come perform on a different date. So for now, we have our last performer of the evening. Welcome Robert Owen, also from Portland, Oregon. You got the stage.
All right. Well, thank you.
Take us home.
Thank you so much. It's a real honor to be here. I've enjoyed each and every performance tonight, and it was a special treat to be included when my friend Matt Meighan was the special guest. I really have enjoyed listening to everyone. This song, I was actually thinking about Tom Petty when I wrote it. I just wrote it about 4 months ago. So I guess now we could send it out there to John Prine's memory, I guess. Anyway, it's called A Refuge in My Heart. About a year ago, I heard it on the news. Another life in passing, I know it's what we do. When I want to think about it, I find a refuge in my heart. You don't expect it. You don't know what to say. You're numb until you notice your life goes on anyway. And when I want to think about it, I find a refuge in my heart. I might seek solace in the bottle, or a different drug of choice. But I find a false sense of comfort tends is to quiet my own voice. Memory can come crashing, knock you to the floor. It can ride in on the wind or slide under the door. When I want to think about it, I find refuge in my heart. Second song I'm going to play is called If Notions Were Nickels. And I wrote this song about 8 years ago, and I was having a frustrating day being an adult. And I thought, boy, it would be really nice to be a child instead. So I wrote about it. If notions were nickels I kept in a jar, it'd be overflowing by now. The time that I spend keeping track of my views is more than I should be allowed. Well, wishes are free, you can have all you need. It won't even cost you a dime. Don't try to spend all your wishes on me unless you don't value your time. Oh, to be a child. Oh, to be a child. Feels like music's been turned on its ear. It used to be all 45s. Times are changing, that much is clear. I may as well relish the ride. Salvation, salvation, you've come after me. You think I need saving somehow. Sooner or later we all will believe. Sooner or later's not now. And I made you promise that I'd never leave. Was it a rational vow? So many changes we've never foreseen. I'm making no promises now. Oh, to be a child. Oh, to be a child. If notions were nickels I kept in a jar,
nice, Robert.
Thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
What a great song to end on. Yes, except we're not finished with, quizzing you, Robert. That was just beautiful.
Quizzing. Robert, those were wonderful. I understand you're involved with a songwriter group in Artichoke Music. You want to tell us about that endeavor?
Yeah, sure. In 2013, a group of us songwriters here in Portland organized a nonprofit called Soldiers, Song and Voices, and there's kind of a chain of them around the country. There's one in San Antonio, one in Austin, I think one down in California. But we started one here in Portland. 2013. So we get together with a group of military veterans every Sunday afternoon, now through Zoom, sponsored by Artichoke Music, and we coach guitar and songwriting to veterans on a weekly basis, free of charge to the vets. And so it's a lot of fun. It's been really rewarding from my viewpoint.
It sounds wonderful. It sounds very, 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 very important to be involved in that.
And like Matt was saying, now through Zoom, we used to meet at Artichoke Music on Sunday afternoons physically, and that's nice, getting to play together with people. Mm-hmm. But the upside of the Zoom is we're getting vets from the East Coast, Texas, Oklahoma, California. It's been great.
It has, and we have such a wide geographical range of people on today's Zoom. I'm sitting here in 80-degree heat in California, whoopee-doo, but it's Massachusetts, Rhode Island, just Portland, everywhere. It's a wonderful community to be to bring together through the technology, and unfortunately through a unfortunate situation that we're in. But you know what? There's that we're making that lemonade, right? So and music is such a healing factor. It's comforting, and it comforts emotions, and it's a time machine. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, where you hear a song and it takes you right back to high school or wherever. In high school, that's a long, strange trip back then for me. But the music is such a universal language, and it brings us all together. And I want to thank you all for being here tonight and today. And gosh, it's been a wonderful gift that you've given me to listen to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pete, you couldn't have said it better for all of us, I think. Thank you. And so now we're going to thank Laura Bordowitz. This is her first time hosting with Open Mic America. Yay.
And what a group I got to host for. My goodness.
Thank you, Laura. And thank you, TK, for not only your music, but also all the help you gave us in the beginning with the sound and the switchboard. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Dave Williams, who's watching at home, for starting this. We hope that even though we want to be out playing music in real life, that we could continue meeting like this, from everywhere. That would be pretty wonderful. So let's all wave, everybody who played. Thank you for your wonderful, diverse, touching, moving, happy, dancey, cryy music. And next show is on May 2nd. So all of you out in YouTube land, take note. We'll post that new video pretty soon with, you could save the time or be reminded or something. So we have a great lineup. Check out the website. And everyone wave goodbye. I'm going to end the YouTube stream now. Yay! Stream is ending, I think.
Thanks to the host.
Oh.
You.
And there There we go. I'm clicking the button that says end, but you know that